Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Constantine the Third here, and as you can tell, I have a little bit of a cold right now, but I still want to make videos for you guys, so let's deal with this problem together. What are we talking about today? Today, we are going to be talking about runes, masteries, and summoner spells you'll be taking on Vayne. Okay, let's start off with the runes. So first of all, you got your quintessences. These are really easy. You always take attack speed quintessences because they're the best. It's really just that simple. There's no better choice. And then for yellows, we're going to be taking all armor because, again, no better choice. For reds, we're going to be taking greater marks of attack damage. I'm sorry, I should give these real names so you can buy them. Greater quintessence of attack speed for your quints. Greater seal of armor for your, what are these? Seals? Greater mark of attack damage for your marks. Now, just a little side note on marks. Some people like to run one crit rune in here. I think it's a really bad idea and kind of a greedy choice. There really isn't a reason to do it. It's like kind of funny, like, haha, with my 1% crit rune, I crit somebody and I won. But no pro does it. It's suboptimal. It's not good. Don't. Now, blues are the only tricky ones on here. So there are two choices. There are greater glyphs of magic resistance, or where are they? Greater glyphs of attack speed. Now, both of these are good choices, but it all depends on the matchup. So if you are against a pokey enemy support like a Karma or a Diana, then you are going to want to take your greater glyph of magic resistance, because you're going to need that in order to deal with all of their poke. However, if you're dealing with a bot lane that doesn't have that much magic poke, then you're going to want to take greater glyph of attack speed. That's going to give you overall more DPS earlier into the game, and just going to be really beneficial to having your kit for more damage if you don't need the magic resistance. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to want the magic resistance, so if you don't feel like switching out pages, just run the magic resist. That's what I do. Well, I go 18, 12, and 0, 18 in ferocity, 12 in cunning, 0 in resolve. Looking at the ferocity tree first, for Fury, you take the 4% attack speed because you don't want ability damage. For this one, you have to choose really in between Double-Edged Sword and Feast. Vayne's really bad in lane, so we need to give her more sustain, so we take Feast every time. Between Vampirism and Natural Talent is just really bad. It only gives you, 10 AD at level 18, which is just really, really bad. It gives you a longsword, whereas this gives you 2% lifesteal immediately early into the game when Vayne needs lifesteal, so just pick it up. It's really, really nice. Between Bounty Hunter and Oppressor, I like to pick up Oppressor because that helps get the snowball started. This is a much worse mastery to have late game, especially when Vayne doesn't really have any CC of her own, but usually she can capitalize. Like, if a support exhausts somebody, you get extra damage against them. If a Janna slows them, etc. So I just feel it's more consistent in the early game and helping you get ahead and land some kills. So I would pick Oppressor over Bounty Hunter. Obviously, you take the Armor Pen over the Magic Penetration, and your last two choices are between Further of Battle and Warlord's Bloodlust. So it's really quite simple. If you're in a really bad matchup where you're getting poked a lot, like Caitlyn Karma, Caitlyn Nami, something like that, Ashe Nami, any sort of Ashe Lulu, any really poke-heavy lane, take Warlord's Bloodlust to help you sustain through the poke. Otherwise, take Fervor for Battle, because that's going to give you Fervor of Battle. Sorry, that's going to give you tons of DPS. Normally, I would say 7 times out of 10 I take Fervor of Battle, but there is that 30% where I do take Warlord's Bloodlust. So just think about it. Think about, do I need lifesteal really badly in the early game? If the answer is yes, then take Warlord's Bloodlust. Also, a lot of times it comes down to personal preference. If you're like, you know what, Constantine, I really like Warlord's Bloodlust. I'm going to take that every game. Hey, go for it. It's a viable mastery. I wouldn't criticize anyone for doing it. I personally like the extra DPS, but if you feel like you're just bad at laning as Vayne and you really need that extra lifesteal every game, take Warlords. Because with Vayne, it's really all about just getting through the laning phase. If you can do that, you can pretty much carry the game. Or at least make a significant impact in winning the game if you get through lane with only losing like 20 CS when you're good to go. So for Cunning, it's no choices here. Take Savagery because you want to last hit better. You don't need the movement speed. Take your Secret Stash Total Biscuits of Rejuvenation because you're not going to have buffs that often and you're always with your support, so you won't ever get the Assassin proc. Obviously, we don't really need mana regeneration, so take the extra damage when people are low in health. And take Dangerous Game, because a lot of times in teamfights it will save your life. Plus, the gold generation from this is just only good if you're on a support salary. You're last hitting, so you don't need the extra gold. And it's really not that good to begin with, so take Dangerous Game. And obviously for summoner spells, Flash, you always take Flash because it's just super versatile, and you can use your Condemn Flash animation cancel trick with it, which is great. And the second spell, there are two big choices. It's either Heal or Exhaust. 99% of the time you take Heal, but if your support is being a derp and doesn't take Exhaust, and you're against like a Zed or a Rengar or a Talon, it's actually viable to take Exhaust so you don't get one shot in the late game. Anyway, guys, that'll be all for today's video. Hope you guys found this useful. I know it's kind of boring, but it just needed to be made. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and sub. Take it easy and have a good one.